once or twice before. Actually, I've seen this a lot of times before. And I know what can happen out of a room like this. There's an energy in here that you can't explain. You have to be here to, to obviously feel it and know what's happening. 30 months ago, a little over 30 months ago, when Jefferson called me, it was really just an idea to Jefferson that if he drank a shake, got a testimony and shared it, that he could certainly develop a secondary income. And I think if you fast forward the clock, 2.5 years later, he's the #1 enroller in the entire company right now. And maybe Woodrow, maybe you can appreciate that because you've been around long enough. But probably there's 1 or 2 other people in here that can really understand what that means. We've got a pretty big company. To give you an idea, this month alone, we've already added 5,500 plus people just to our team.
Wow.
So that's just our team. And we don't have a huge, we got a decent team, but not bad. But for Jefferson to be the #1 guy in the entire company, and he's in this house with you.
Yeah, right. That's awesome.
I know. Yeah. So before I even get into my short story, what we're going to do is, we figured out putting folks on the challenge is really easy. It's not you're not selling run-free pantyhose or, some widget no one's ever heard of. This is weight loss and fitness. Everybody wants to look and feel better. So we know how to put folks on the challenge. It's a $2 milkshake, a great tasting bowl of cereal. You drink it, eat it instead of a #1 at Popeyes, right, Jefferson? Yeah. #2. Then you'd probably lose some weight. And so that part we figured out. What we want you guys is not just in. We want you in the money. How many of you guys want to be in the money?
Yeah!
So what we're going to do is after my quick testimony, maybe 1 or 2 other things, we're going to do a getting started training. But more of a what exactly needs to happen in this market for you guys to turn up and take this room and turn it into 10,000 people. How many of y'all want to do that?
Yeah.
I actually flew in from, and the Bookers, thank you for having me. These guys have been awesome. You guys you open the doors, and I'm just excited to be here. I flew in from Boston. I left my house on Thursday, went to Hartford, Connecticut. It wasn't even snowing up there. I went from Hartford to Boston the next day on Friday. It wasn't snowing in Boston. Then I fly into Baltimore. Now I'm here in the DMV and it's snowing. Thought I'd get to a northeast trip without any snow this time, but almost made it. But anyway, I live in Jacksonville, Florida, and my wife and I, we've been doing this 4 years last week. I was a UPS man for 20 years. Do y'all have UPS up here?
Yes.
Of course you do. Who else is going to bring the packages, right? Oh, I'm sure. So that was me for 20 years. Started at 17. Never thought it would become a career, but, delivering the package, building the Brown machine. 8.5 years later, I went full-time, and it was a pretty decent salary. I worked my way up into the feeder trucks. I started working out because after going from the Brown trucks to the big rigs, you eat at night and you pick up weight. And so I started training a lot more, and not quite as my man in the yellow, much as my man in the yellow shirt right there. I got to find out how many scoops he put in his shirt. Make me take my jacket off. But so I certainly needed something, and I picked up about 25 pounds. And a buddy of mine called me and he said, "Hey, I dropped 12 pounds in 2 weeks by drinking a milkshake. You need to try it out." And guys, you got to know, I'm driving a rig at night. 9, 10 o'clock at night till 9, 10 o'clock the next morning. I sleep all day, and I go back and do it again. Stephanie, stay-at-home mom of our twin 3-year-old boys at the time, and we were busy. We were busy. My schedule was crazy. I don't think anyone's body is made to work at night. If you've ever had to work at night, and I was working 7 years at night. And so I certainly needed something in the form of a meal plan, to help me offset that 20, 25 pounds. This came along. Once I tasted the shake, guys, I'm going to tell you, it was a home run. I said, I can drink that every day. How many of y'all agree with me on that one?
Yeah.
When I tasted that shake, I was ready to slap the lady that made it, okay? Just kidding. But really, I started doing a shake a day on my way to work at night as a meal replacement. I dropped 5 pounds in a week, 8 pounds in 2 weeks, and 12 pounds in my first month. But let me back up. First 2 weeks in, I'm down 8 pounds right in my midsection. Come on, fellas, where you at?
Yeah.
My guys over 30. Y'all remember when we used to wake up in the morning with our shirts off and wouldn't put one on until we had to go somewhere important? Right? That was me when I was in my 20s. But after 30, buddy, everything you eat, you see it, don't you? Right? And so when I dropped 8 pounds, it came off right in my midsection. And I'm thinking, hold on a minute. Now I started walking around the house with my shirt off. I'm like, honey, you see this? You know? And I'll never forget, I told Stephanie, I said, baby, I lost 8 pounds in 2 weeks, right here where I wanted to lose it. Right? And I'm in the gym, Woodrow. I was bench pressing.
Yeah.
Where my man at with Matt Lear? Where you at? Okay, make sure Matt, you getting this. I was working out with 315, where my man at? And usually when you lose weight, you compromise muscle, right? Well, I stopped drinking my other protein. And I started doing this. And this is a meal replacement. And so if you know anything about protein shakes and working out, you need quite a bit of protein if you're going to build some good muscle. Well, I was working out with 315. I was hitting it 8, 9, 10 times. And I'm down 8 pounds in 2 weeks. But I'm not losing any strength. I hit it like 9 times that day. And that's when I weighed in. I was 8 pounds lighter. And I'm thinking, whoa, this is the best of both worlds. I'm losing where I want to lose, and I'm gaining and getting ripped where I wanted to get ripped. And it's cheaper than the protein that I was drinking. Wow, run right out of this house. You know what? I don't even need, I'll make a door right here. That's how excited I was. Serious. That is how excited I was. I said to myself, if I lost 8 pounds in 2 weeks, drinking a milkshake that actually tastes like a milkshake, and it was everything I needed to sustain life, and it actually dubbed as a protein shake. And I started thinking of all of the people that were around me. I worked with 300 guys that all drove rigs. And if you ever seen a truck driver get out of a truck, we need a challenge. And so I thought, I got a captive audience. My coworkers started coming to me, asking me what I was doing. You'd be surprised what 8 pounds looks like in your face, right? You know, I mean, I'm walking around and my coworkers, and these are guys. You know when a guy compliments you, there's a difference, right? If a dude walk up to you and say, man, what are you doing? You looking good. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. A real dude, right? So, I'm sorry, I gotta tell this one. One of the guys did that. I'm sorry, y'all got me. I'm having fun. Now, is it okay? Can we have fun? Yeah. One of the guys did this in the locker room. And, you know, we got a little locker room at UPS, and we all wear all the brown shorts and all that. Yellowbird was his handle. My handle was Brown Thunder. So Bert, we call him Bird. Bird comes up to me and he says, Thunder, you looking good, man. What are you doing? And I'm like, and there's a bunch of other guys around. And, of course, everybody stopped, and they started looking at me. And so, you know, I kind of was like, all right, you know. And so we finished the conversation outside, but I told Bird, I said, man, you can't be doing that in the locker room, man, you know. I was wondering, you know, you checking out Thunder, you know, what's going on? It was funny. He was actually my second customer at UPS. And he and I both, we started dropping weight, and we were walking testimonies. And I tell you guys, we literally just started sharing that testimony. 12 days in, we got our BMW. Nice. At the end of that month, I lost 12 pounds right where I wanted to lose it. Second month in, I matched my salary at UPS. Now let me stop right there, because some of y'all missed that one. All right, picture this. 60 days from right now, you leave this room, and you run the play that you saw tonight. Not in this capacity with 65 people in the house, but a simple milkshake that was blended in the kitchen. Maybe open a bag, pour a bowl of cereal in a 2-ounce, 3-ounce taster cup, hand it to a couple of your friends on the sofa, play a DVD that you didn't even have to fabricate, okay? Something you just hit play on, right? And then sign them up as a customer to lose weight, or as a promoter if they want to go out and share the program. And 60 days later, okay, you've matched your salary doing that. How many of you guys would be excited? Yes. That is right where I was. Now I'm 19 years into UPS and I matched my salary in my second month. $6,500 I think we made our second month. I literally, guys, I turned, you ever thought you were at capacity and there was another level? Yeah. I thought I was running. But at the end of that month, I turned it up a notch because I realized that everybody needed, wanted, and also could afford what I had. Think about it, guys. 7 out of 10 people are what? Overweight. And it's not getting any better. The obesity epidemic kills, what, 1,100 plus people a day in the U.S. alone? You know, and if you start traveling, you really understand we need a challenge. I've been doing a lot of traveling, and it ain't no different in Boston. It ain't any different in Hartford. It certainly wasn't any different in Orlando last week when I was there. It won't be any different when I get to wherever I'm going from here. All right, I just hung up with some guys in Cincinnati and Columbus, Ohio. Right? It's the same everywhere, and it's because of the way we eat. So everybody needs this program. We all want it, because who doesn't want to look and feel better? Everybody. Even the guy or the gal that's the gym rat, that's in the gym every single day. I've got a young lady tonight that I'm going to be signing up. She's a figure competitor. She's absolutely perfect. But I challenged her to gain 10 more pounds of lean muscle. She says, certainly. And I says, look, if you go out and challenge a few friends, you could actually make money with that kind of physique. And she says, are you kidding me? Right? And she's seeing some of the things that you guys have been creating on social media, and it was a no-brainer. So if you know people who obviously need to lose weight, challenge them. If you know folks that are already at their desired weight, challenge them as well. We've got a program that everybody wants. And then the last one, we can all afford it. All right? Think about it. Where do you buy a complete meal for less than $2? It just doesn't exist. And then the best part about that, you go out and challenge 3 people, you don't even have to pay for it. I mean, that's really a no-brainer. And so 6 months in, we hit Ambassador, started making over 100 grand a year. At that point, I really wanted to quit my job. I was ready to just start not showing up, okay? Think about it. Start not showing up. They will call you. Because I did in January. I just stopped going to work. In May, they called me 5 months later. I said, very well, where you at, right? I'm serious. I stopped going in January, and they called me in May. And I was still an employee 5 months later. I made a decision in May. May 19th was my last day. I turned in all my brown uniforms that day, took a limousine to work. How many of y'all want to retire early?
Yes.
We had a bunch of BMWs. You know, we line up all the black BMWs, get a limousine, you get in there. My grandmother went to work. For 20 years, she wanted to go to UPS to see what it was all about. So I took her on my last day, right? I was like, Granny, it's going to be the last time. Your first and last, right? And it was one of the greatest days of my life, being able to walk out of there because we made a decision to make this a priority. We challenged every single person that we came across. It was a frenzy of activity that we created in nowhere, Florida, Jacksonville. All right? There's only 1 million or so people in the Jacksonville area. And in 18 months, we hit a level called 5-star and started making over $65,000 a month, right? All right? And I wasn't traveling to the DMV. I wasn't traveling to, you know, Boston and Hartford and all across the country like I get to do today. I did this in my little car, driving around Jacksonville within a 3-hour radius of Jacksonville. And I mean, I don't know about you guys, but there's a few million people in this area.
Yes.
And they all want what you got. And it's he who challenges the most people wins.
That's right.
Come on now, don't let me be the only one excited. One last thing and I'll be done. Jefferson and I came a long way. Because, you know, we could have Skyped in, we could have, you know, y'all can see what's going on Facebook and Instagram and all social media. You know, things are happening in the company. The team is hot right now. You know, we're seeing crazy growth, but we've seen this before. You know, when we got going in Jacksonville, there was nothing going on. And we created it out of nothing. And you guys are poised right now for that explosion. There's enough people in this room to literally take it right now. And I'm talking thousands of people. And I don't mean 2 years from now, y'all. This thing gonna happen faster than some of y'all can save by salads. There'll be transformations created. Look at the Bookers. 10 pounds in a week? Really? When you ever lost 10 pounds doing anything else? And now you get to turn that into a financial test, you know, a commission. A commission that is actually paid for every 10 pounds that's lost. We didn't have that 4 years ago when I started. We saw this in Atlanta, right, Jefferson? I flew into Atlanta to do his first party. How many people were at your first party when you picked Derek and I? The first one? 6. Including me and the guy that I bought with me. 6. Count them. 6, not 65. All right? We started going down to, and now Atlanta, I don't know how many people join in Atlanta every single day now. A lot. A few hundred every day in Atlanta. We started going down to Columbus, Georgia. Nothing was going on in Columbus. Nobody even knew where Columbus, Georgia was. Jeff, you started going down every single week, right? Building that market. I would fly up to the market. Sometimes I'd even drive all the way up there. It got to a point, how many people did we have in the house at one point? In a house? 140 people in a house at one point. We broke the fastest ambassador we ever broke it in our team. 4 months, boom, out of nowhere, right? Those are the kind of numbers that are possible when you have this kind of energy and synergy in the room, right? Where else?
Broke one today.
Yeah, we broke another one today. Sorry. Oh yeah, we did call him. Yeah, we called him. It's crazy. Birmingham, Alabama. Started going over to Birmingham. There's nothing going on in Birmingham, right? At the height, what did we see in Birmingham? How many hundred people? I flew in at one time. I think they had almost 400 people in a hotel.
Wow.
2 doctors got it. And these girls said, hey, everybody needs this program. They had just enough nutrition background and just enough credibility in the market that when they said you need a shake, no one argued. Guys, this is your shot. This is your chance. There's nothing else, and let's just get real honest. There ain't a whole lot of folks running around bragging about how well their business is doing today. I travel a lot and I meet a lot of businessmen, and they want to grill us, Jefferson and I. How in the world do y'all run almost $2 million a month in a business that doesn't even really exist? Because if you followed me home, you would know I own nothing. All right, I'm walking around in a t-shirt and jeans, and this is about as dressy as I get. All right, I'm in a t-shirt and cut-off shorts almost every single day. And here's the best part. There's nowhere that we have to be. If I didn't come here today, it would still been 65 people in here. Okay? If I didn't go to Boston Friday night or Hartford on Thursday, those parties would have went on. This is ultimate freedom, guys. There's nothing like it. And it'll get to a point where you can help some people and you can change some lives, and you'll fall in love with the process, you'll fall in love with the people. And I'll tell you, it's what you're going to get to do for the rest of your life. How many of y'all excited about that?
Woo! Yeah.
If you're in here and you're a customer and you say, hey, I just came because I want to use the program to drop 10 pounds. Great. Pick a challenge kit. We got some applications. Easy. We'll help you, decide which kit is going to be best suited for your 10 pounds, how soon you can do it, what kind of results you can expect, and even some tips on what you can do to accelerate your progress, okay? If you're the person that says, hey, I want to not only lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, whatever the goal is, but I would certainly love to not have to pay for my product. Then you're number 2, like it said on the video. We'll show you how to get 3 people to join you as customers. You never have to pay for product, okay? And if you're number 3, what I want you, and that's the person that says, hey, you know what? If Jefferson Green could create a $30,000 a month income out of an invisible milkshake franchise, I mean, don't let Jefferson and I make another $2.5 million like we've already made in the next year and a half, okay? And you not get a piece of that.
No.
See, I'm sorry, I just got excited. I used to deliver to the finest homes in Jacksonville. And every time I went to I'm talking the $5 million on the river, the 15,000 square foot, the owner of the Jaguars, not the boys that play. That made the guys that ain't even impressive. The guy that owned the team. You deliver to his house and you look at it and you go, my Lord, is this real? Is this, and then you go to his neighbor's house and then you go to the next house. And there's Jacksonville's a big S on the river. And there's miles and miles and miles and miles of multi-million-dollar mansion after multi-million-dollar mansion. And at 2 o'clock on Tuesday, I'm bringing their packages in 130-degree weather, dying, and I ring the doorbell, and I need to get on back to the truck because I got a job to do. But every time, and it's amazing how God give you this. He put me in that situation 20 years ago, and I had no idea. Why was you showing me all this, and I work for UPS? Because he had a plan for me, right? Well, I ring the doorbell, and I would do this as a kid. I mean, I'm 23 years old, ringing people's doorbell, going, looking up, and they open the door, the little lady opened the door, and I just, throw that personality on them, smile. How's it going? You need me to help you with anything? Can I take the box? And especially if it was a big one. If it was a big box, that was my excuse to go in the house, right? Even if it was this big guy, right? I'd be like, hey, you need me to take it in for you, But I would ask him every time, what do you do? And you know what they never told me? That I work for. They never said I work for. They always said I own XYZ. I own da-da-da. Right? And I knew at an early age I had to own something. And if you don't own something, guys, today, you're missing the boat. All right? Here's an opportunity. We started a business for $500 4 years ago. That runs close to $2 million a month. We've already run well over $50 million. Right? and an opportunity to go live next to those people. And today when the UPS man comes to my house, and I open that big old door, with shorts on and no shirt, right? And the crazy thing is they all know me. You know how crazy it is for me to just say thank you, buddy. And usually I know by name, Mike, have a good day, appreciate you bringing me a package. And it's such a great feeling to know that you got the same opportunity. But it's what you're going to do with it. What are you going to do with it? We all got the same plan. It's he who challenges the most people wins. Amen?
Yeah.
All right. So, Jefferson, do you have anything else? You coming back up here? Or okay. Let's take it is 7 minutes to 6.